Anytime when I push, they smoke in the air like kush kush. Cause you told me we could get away. Still alone just like any other day. All I need from my thick and thin, baby. People say my life is cool, baby. Oh, you need never die.
Until the day, toka zaro fei. Kesho shimo shipunge shaboni kilo way. But for now, hey, I slay queen, I slay. Hey, Ulimo hotel for my food at Kobe. Moving like a cartel, money come and sway. Neta kono silicone pulling off a nigga. Hey, when you call him popcorn, letting him diggy. Medina la Gucci, Louis no Versace. Ini my share you are that you want get it. Me, I'm just checking, sitting and hoping that you come back to me when you stop.
Always loving local music on the morning mix. It is Patrick Dion and Kamutonyo. PDK teaming up with Blossom. Wanna love you. Good morning, guys.
Moro.
Moro.
What's up,
Moro Maria.
Morning.
Moro Neville.
Black Panther. Huh? Wakanda for life.
Yeah. Power, black power.
Power to the people.
Okay, just for everybody to know that the whole outfit is not complete. She came in here with dark glasses also. So where are the glasses?
They're on my desk. Must I come in here with some studio in studio?
Yeah, come on. The whole, Wakanda persona.
I told you, I'm such a vibe these days.
So?
Don't you feel me?
Nee, ek kom so agter. Ever since you came from Angola.
Yes.
You've had such a vibe.
No, it's actually since I braided my hair. Which was before Angola.
Something happened in Angola, Cubase. I don't know what happened in Angola. I don't know.
I am not getting involved.
I'm trying to put my finger.
Yeah, I think you don't involve yourself.
I'm trying to put my finger on it, but I can't. The finger does not work. Huh?
Yes. Oh, speaking of things that are not working there. Live streaming, Sonny. But good morning, guys, to those of you joining us via Facebook as well. Welcome to our Black Monday edition.
How was your weekend, Cubase?
It was chill.
What did you do? I mean, we said on Friday, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And so. So can we just do a post-mortem here?
What did I say I was going to do?
Nee, jy het praat,
So,
jy het met jou mense gepraat.
Friday,
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram.
And
then I look at Laz's wife. She does this, home decor, like lifestyle. That's her thing.
Yeah.
I look at
Karibu
her
or what?
story, and she's telling us like how she's setting up to receive guests for a braai, And then I remembered Neville told us it's going there. So she set up this non-alcoholic champagne or whatever drinks with little platters with the nuts and a whole potjie. I'm just okay. She went to the bathroom, lit the candles for the guests, so that if they do a doo-doo there, it's fresh. I'm like, I need to reach that level of hosting. I'm just like, oh, sit,
Sit down, wait for further instructions.
Yes.
You are so right.
So how was the bride?
We came there Friday night, and the setup was exactly as you say. So, and we were having a potjie and stuff. So, and the champagne glasses on the table and with a little cherry inside. And they she throws this non-alcoholic champagne. So I'm drinking. I'm like, hey man, no shikari auri people. There's nothing. There's nothing.
No kick.
So I'm like, what you did? So is it all what I kry? So Say, oh, you want something stronger? I say, yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
Say, nee man, stel je belang Jalawati. Give me a gin and tonic or something there. So, but we were just chilling there for the evening, and it was really, really nice. So, obviously, it was the first time I've seen Laz for the year. So, yeah.
If you guys have been wondering, that's just a little glimpse into the mentorship sessions on the farm. Special treatment. Maria, what did you get up to?
I was working. I wasn't working like shooting. I had one shoot, but I was like I told you I wanted to get my things in order, the house in order and stuff. And then I had my art creative meetings. I had creative meetings because I've got shoots lined up, and I'm really putting a lot of focus on creativity this year, like conceptualizing. So I just made some of my clients for the future, like our future shoots that are booked.
Okay.
Booked and busy.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I shipped my kids off to my mom this weekend. Where's my mom?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Don't play it with me. It's January, young. It's like, niggas broke Zali. Help. Fat off the twiggies as of live. So, yeah. It's been the weekend getting them ready, and now they're gone. The house is a bit more quiet. But anyway, let's get to this Monday, man.
School?
School. We're going to get to school. School is actually sort of part of the January blues that most of us are feeling. Some people are getting anxious. You haven't bought uniforms. You haven't bought school books and all that. So you even have no idea where that money is going to come from. But before we get to that, all right, Kalahari, Operation Kalahari is once again, in the news. Not that they ever left. But this morning, I just want us to touch on it a little bit, all right? We thought that this problem was really going to go. We thought it was maybe because of the elections that they wanted the strong presence of the military on the streets. That seemed like maybe a justification, but look, it's what now? 3 months later, and these guys are
What
still...
is the latest?
This weekend, they basically... I think they were called to the scene of an altercation somewhere in Donkerhoek. And they barged into the yard, according to the reports in, I think, the Namibian Sun.
And the Namibian. It's a front page story in the Namibian newspaper.
Yeah, so they were busy with the one, I don't know now if the person is a suspect or whatever, but I think they were asking them about the suspect they were looking for. So somebody, from what it sounds like, was standing in the next yard, like the neighboring yard, and was taking a video. And then when the police officer saw that, they ran, basically came around, took the phone, I think they say destroyed the footage, so I'm guessing deleted.
Yeah. And assaulted.
Yeah, and assaulted the person.
15-year-old kid.
A 15-year-old kid. I think when the parents came back, or the guardian or whatever, took them to the police station. It's like to go identify who was the person who assaulted them. And when they got there, the police opened a case against them for obstruction of justice for taking the video.
Yeah.
See, this is very discouraging because we remember there was a report in, I think it was Friday's paper, where he said, well, if you were assaulted by the police, go and report a case.
Yes.
That's what the police told us to do.
Yes.
So, and then civilians start doing that, and then they retaliate. Now, you're not going to win a case against a man in uniform.
Yeah.
If you're a civilian. It's just, you can forget it, because who's investigating it? It's the colleagues. You understand? So, it's for me, I'm almost annoyed. Are you guys not annoyed? I'm so annoyed. The fact that this is still continuing, nobody seems to care. Like, our leadership does not care. Like, when we talk about it, they just think we're making noise and that we just want an unruly society. Nobody wants to live in an unruly society. The problem is the unruliness now is being created by the people who are supposed to serve and protect.
Yes.
So we're living in an unruly society, but it's caused by men and women in uniform, unfortunately. And the fact that nobody thinks that it's time to take action against these operations is very baffling to me.
Firstly, how is me taking a video obstructing you from doing your job?
And by the way, it's not illegal. Let's just be very clear.
Yes.
It's not illegal.
What is illegal is you grabbing my phone and deleting content from it. That is illegal.
Yeah.
Actually. And also, what message is leadership sending? I mean, these guys have been. They've been a problem ever since we put them on the streets. Yes, they have, I guess, taken out a few criminals or a couple of criminals criminal elements, but still, in the process, they are wreaking havoc.
Terrorists.
Yes.
They're terrorists. Let's call them by their name. They're terrorists.
Because whatever it is, whatever good they intended to do in society are completely overshadowed with their transgressions at the moment. And maybe just to get to what you're saying, Maria, I think when the first police recordings were conducted years ago, 1993, 1994, in America with the Rodney King beating case, that started off back then, and that evidence was not admissible in a court of law. And police officers used to get away back then with these kinds of transgressions, police brutality. Now, 25 years down the line, and you know, you and me, Maria, we like to watch this, this police videos of America quite a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing that seems to be working in America right now, if a civilian picks up a phone and make the police know in America now, good day, officer, you are being streamed live. It's for your protection and for my protection. Let's engage. You can see how this whole situation is being de-escalated. The moment you can see the police come with intention to escalate. But the moment they see that they are being live streamed, there's a de-escalation in it.
Not always, though. You see, the woman that got killed, she was arrested it was a big case where she was arrested. I think, what's her name? She was arrested, and then she ended up apparently committing suicide.
Yeah.
If you see that altercation, she had her phone on live, and she's talking to an officer, and she's just like, why are you forcing me out of my car? She was being forced out of her car. And other altercations, I find, like, even when there's police brutality, people take out their phones for live streaming, and sometimes police just don't care. And this is why we see those videos. The police is very aware. And just by the way, live streaming, these incidences in the States is allowed, just like because also of the body cams, because police are also supposed to have their body cams on. And that's also supposed to be recording. That's why the live streaming, nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
In fact, even here, it is law, like a man in uniform, it is law that they have to identify themselves.
Yeah.
They have to identify themselves. So if I am streaming you and I ask you, excuse me, sir, what is your name? You should respond to me and tell me, identify yourself.
Yeah.
I am whoever, like officer or warrant officer, inspector, whoever. You should tell the person who you are. So the fact that they see cameras and they want to retaliate violently, that's mind-boggling for me, because accountability means that if you're doing nothing wrong, that video should not bother you. And the person is not obstructing, they're in their yard, filming you.
Exactly.
Doing whatever, carrying out your duties. You're not obstructing anything.
Yes, I think it points to some sort of consciousness of guilt from within the Kalahari force, because
it's been busted so many times.
The reason why you don't want people to observe you doing your job is because you're not doing your job. Or if you're doing your job, you're doing it you're going about it in an illegal way. So.
How many videos have we seen, like Kalahari slapping a woman? I mean, we saw a video of them smacking a woman across the face, pulling people out of a taxi and smacking them. We saw them kicking somebody in the face. We saw them, like, there's so many videos we see. It's almost like every time you see them, you're waiting. People take out their phones because something is always going to happen. It's gotten to that point, like, just get your phone ready. Something is going to pop off. Something is going to pop off. And something always pops off. So my thing is, like, why are we okay? We can't say these are isolated incidences, because that's how it's always portrayed to us. These are isolated incidents. It's not isolated. If we haven't seen it, it's because it wasn't captured.
Exactly.
But there's something happening here. If not every day, at least a couple of times each and every week. I think maybe one of the problems is that these cases, some people do end up opening cases, but they never make it to the courts. Maybe if we have a court pronounce themselves on one of these issues, maybe we will see a little bit of a change.
Ain't never happening.
Change will come. It will come. It might not be the case now, okay? As much as change came in other countries when these lawsuits came to a fore, and if people stand together, and that's one of the things that we just said this morning, and I would urge the public out there, stop recording the police. Live stream the police.
So you can be more live.
Yeah, so right. Then it's right there on social media.
Like for instance, this case that is now in the papers for this morning, right? Where the police actually comes to delete the video from your phone.
They come and delete the video. No, don't record the police. That's live stream them.
But that's also weird for them, because now you open a case, this person was obstructing justice, was recording a video, and then you get to the courts, but the video is not there because you deleted it.
Exactly.
So you're obstructing justice.
Yeah, I guess maybe just live.
But
just
anyway, I think it would still be admissible in court anyway. So
I say again, stop recording the police.
Just live stream.
Live stream them, please.
Live stream is
Tell
for
your
people,
friends.
People with datas. We don't have
the problem
datas.
is no, the dang shake net. Like the images are not clear, and people are getting annoyed commenting, "What's a clear man?"
And also, not to kick a man while he's down, but one of basically the top official in the country who has also been rather quiet on this issue for some time. Maybe he's got bigger things to worry about, but never.
Who are you talking about?
Number one.
Number one.
No, who's number one?
Who's the top official in the country?
Who's the top soccer official or what?
Mukuru.
Very Rukoro. Who you guys talking about?
Who's the top official of this country?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's at the top of the pyramid?
Let me tell
Of the
you.
pyramid?
Hage.
Which pyramid?
Godfrey. Bangkok.
Oh, then you must be
Oh,
clear.
Don't
Mr.
know,
President.
Nay,
You just want me to say the president's name.
you could even say Itula is top of what?
We
Independent
said number
candidacy.
one. Who else is number one?
Itula is top of the Dentist Association of Namibia.
Not even that.
Yeah, but it's also weird that he's not saying anything, because this is clearly an issue for the public at large. So, I mean, we voted for you. At least some of us did, or most of us, according to the results. So, why are you quiet? Julle is so opgesikkel met Kalahari. Let me read some comments quickly, because I see some insightful comments here. Silencing, or indirectly silencing the Namibian nation through such violence. That's Philip Hashali. Bikes Maushekele. No, Mwashekele. Yeah. I like this lot. Chemistry on steroids, making my Monday morning late. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning crew. Eddie. There's a reason you separate the military and the police. One fights the enemy of the state, the other serves and protects the people. Yes. Right? When the military becomes both, then the enemies of the state tend to become the people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very, very well said. Yeah. Philemon Nawa, guys, seriously, soldiers in streets doesn't make sense. Even in countries with high crime, you don't see soldiers in the streets. Look at our neighbor, South Africa, when there was xenophobia, only police were in the streets. If you guys are struggling, let's recruit more police officers. Moti, Josie Motinga, they hate to see the truth with evidence. I don't see anything wrong with taking pics or videos. The videos does not hold their hands. I agree with Maria that never you will win a case against a police officer. Yep, it kind of makes sense. Discipline, guys, discipline. Who's ill? Discipline. We ain't done nothing. Zorena Zoe Janse, citizens are allowed to film the military. The law only states that one is not allowed to film military bases. So let them take me to court, my bro. You'll go stand in court with your blue eye and still go lose the case. Maria, is that what you drink? You ochendoses.
Yeah.
Please, please declare your intake.
Say drink skelm.
Declare.
Hulle weet accept nie so. I don't know why this is.
I can confirm that there's a very foreign smell in this substance. Yeah. I can't say anything now.
She's drinking pimp juice.
Pump juice. I've heard that thing, pump juice, in a movie somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember which movie.
Those African American.
Yeah.
Jordan, welcome to the show, my brother. Eddie, there's a reason. Oh, I already read that now when you separated. Oh, you brought it in twice. No, I come to
In case you didn't read it the first time.
Butiwa Kahanja. Hey, morning. Urbanus Shienda, army and police are two different forces with different training. We've been waxing lyrical about that since last year, my guy. Tias Nkshon, you should.
Isn't the military trained to like shoot to kill? Mm-hmm. Isn't that like part of the training?
Yeah.
Enemy of the state. These guys, they deal with militants and those.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's actually shoot to kill. Yes. I understand, and that's the training largely for military, like the background.
Exactly.
And for police, it's to de-escalate situations. Yeah, so
they are conditioned in doing what they are doing at the moment.
Of course.
They seem to see the general public as the enemy.
Yeah, of course.
Well, here's somebody who's saying simple. Don't record men and women in uniform. It's not allowed worldwide.
Excuse me?
It is allowed, actually.
Who says
in public spaces, it's allowed.
Okay, his name is missing a couple of vowels, so I have no idea. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it.
Yeah, let's just clarify on our laws. It's in public spaces, it's allowed.
Yes, it is.
It's allowed.
It's allowed. All over the world, actually. This is not even unique to Namibia.
Yes. Over the world, it's allowed.
It's allowed.
You
just can't do it like in like I said, like in military bases, of course, like stuff like that, or in their official like offices and stuff like that you can't do. But in
even
the public space.
But even in America, I know even outside the military base, you can film. Because the law says what my eyes can see, I can film. That's what it says.
That's
something not in a military base.
Yeah, not inside.
Yeah.
But any public office, like if I go into a police station now, I can go film. Because that is what my eyes are seeing.
Yes.
You can't tell me not to film it. So
interesting. Maybe you need to buy the copyright, since the city police have their own crime fighting show on TV. It's like hella. Do you have rights to broadcast that thing? Bradley Kui said Mora Informante Informants. Lag kama live stream die mense. It's really sad. Recently Kalahari was searching guys in front of our house, but suddenly a neighbor made a comment from their yard, and behold, Kalahari guys were on their way in. But as soon as they saw us switching our cams on, the Kalahari signaled one another and they retreated and left. So, yeah.
It should become like, I think it should become like a school project, team effort.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when you see them,
yes,
everybody pull out your phone.
Everybody pull out.
Like what are they going to go like smack all of you?
They're not going to grab everybody's phones.
Yes.
Nah. Indileni Setsem Ipinge, good morning, gentlemen and lady. Our soldiers are bored. They should go fight in Iraq.
Yes. Let Iran to Khan. Go help Iran fight America or something.
I heard somebody say that on social media.
There are a lot of conflicts here on the African continent that could use some military support as well. So, yeah. Philemon Nawa, it's not allowed by what? That person must do research first. Tell them.
Yeah, please. Sorry, that person with the vows that you say, please just come with proof to say that we can't film the police or anybody in public. I want to hear the story.
Mtias Mkshon. That's your name. Maybe he's a police officer.
Mr. Officer.
Simon Fly, Sian,
man.
Both. In the South, police officers found guilty in court in 2013 of crimes he committed in 2007, attempted murder, and until today still in the police force. Police are also corrupt. But you know what I mean.
My thing is like even police officers, aren't they like, because there are some really good people in the force, both military and the police, and it's unfortunate that a few are giving the rest of them a bad rap. So I feel like even from within they should reject this type of behavior. The problem is they all get caught up. Like, I don't see situations, like, especially when these situations are escalating, I don't ever see one of them saying, yo, hey, Opa, like, like, can we kind of just do what we are supposed to do? It's just like they all participate. It becomes like they all become violent.
Like if one of them knows you, like, oh, I know Maria, they'll normally just hang back and let the others be the ones who slap you around a little bit. And then maybe when the others are done, he'll come talk to you a little bit. It's like, oh, no. And they do things intentionally. Like, for instance, with this case, right? They picked up both those minors and drove them, like, away from the house and went to go drop them there. Just like, okay, now you guys walk back home. Just
why would you do that?
Yeah. Torture. You pick me up at my house.
That's kidnapping, just by the way.
Basically, and then you go drop me off
a 15-year-old that you're removing from their house,
Yeah.
and taking them out. That's kidnapping, and I hope the parents go lodge a kidnapping case, because who authorized you to take my kid out? You're not arresting them.
Yes. Yeah.
You're literally just removing them out of
the house,
safety of their home. Taking them, God knows wherever, anything could have happened to them.
Yeah.
But in any event, that's a kidnapping case.
Because, they say they had to walk home, and
That's
on the way,
kidnapping.
anything could have happened.
It's
And
still
then, how do you justify that? Yeah,
This blue wall of silence of the police and the army by just towing the line, and that's the problem.
Remove them from the streets. Let's remove them and let's get the story over and done with. We're tired, and I promise you, and I don't want to be like, and let me rather not say it, because if anything happens, it's going to be told like a tour doctor. But if we don't do something else, there is something else that's going to happen again.
Yes.
We predicted the first death because we knew it was looming.
Yeah.
We predicted the second death because we knew it was looming.
Yeah.
Now there's kind of a third one because of that boy, the one that was shot. It's actually 3 killings. It was a police officer that there was a bit of an altercation. What was the guy's name? It was a boy, like I think he was 20 or 21 or whatever. He did nothing. His sister watched it happen. That was the third. So we have 3 cases.
we even predicted the retaliatory action with the headbutt.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna
And that is still minor.
Yeah,
and that is still minor. Like, retaliation can be always. I mean, for the most part, Namibians are like docile people, and we're peace loving, and we're not really aggressive and all this stuff. But everybody has their triggers.
Yeah.
Everybody has their triggers, and eventually, you might find yourself in a situation where people, just enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like, ons is net gat vol.
Yeah, I remember. I remember Fabian saying last year they wanted to move the city police. Now, in particular, they wanted to move into the space where the public perceives the police as a friend and not necessarily somebody that you should be scared of and be running from. But the way things are going right now,
but you need to make a distinction. City police is still largely seen as a friend.
Yeah.
Nampol
is
a different
but for instance, in this case, there were also city police officers present. Like, according to reports, it was Nampol, the city police, and
which is very rare. Usually, city police is not involved in this type of cases. But yes, it looks bad on them as well.
Yep. Frida de Klerk, Mana, saying interesting. Eddie, on Zimbabwean soil, people disappear like flies when soldiers are deployed. Yep. I don't think that's a situation that we really want to be caught up in. And as far as our promise goes, things are looking kind of up. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but we might in the very near future have Mr. Ndeitunga in the studio.
Yeah. We are working behind the scenes to try and get Major General Sebastian Ndeitunga on our show. So that would really bring a lot of information to the fore.
We can talk about this
so that he can set the record straight here on our show.
The Zimbabwean comparison, just let me just say something. Like, Namibia is a country that prides itself on human rights.
Yeah.
We want to be ranked number 1 on everything. Media, free media, human rights, child marriage, whatever.
Anti-corruption,
like whatever. We always just want to be ranked like high on, and we are. We are, just by the way, we are highly ranked in terms of human rights. So when you take a position where you're saying human rights are important, then stuff like this is wrong. In any event, whether it's criminals being arrested, the assault, when you assault an unarmed civilian in whatever situation, that shows us a poor reflection on your image, this country that holds highly human rights.
Exactly.
And as a president, this is the time you speak up to kind of maintain that order and set the tone. You don't excuse it. There is no excuse. So, like, I think, let's go back to that. Are we for human rights or are we not? Human rights says even a criminal deserves the same treatment.
Yes.
Okay, that's what it says. Unless we're saying
they lose their freedom, they don't lose their rights.
Yes, exactly. They lose their exactly. And if we're saying we don't care for human rights, then let's be clear that we don't care.
Yeah.
And let us accept that we don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. More comments. Paulus Noah, talk about fish rod. I'm just playing. Paulus Ndapewa, what kind of training
I
does...
was like, what? Paulus Noah,
Come and talk about fish rod.
Thank you.
Bring it.
Bring it on, so let's...
Yeah, Paulus Ndapewa, what kind of training does Kalahari do if they are on training, all right? Is it to beat the people or what? And they don't even listen. What is the problem for them? It's just beating is all.
Jesus.
Okay, that's not my read. It's not me. I'm just reading what is written.
No, of course.
No, we understand. That's the important thing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, but they did mention that, they were giving the soldiers, I guess, sensitivity training. I don't know what you should call it, but they were getting
How far are they with the sensitivity training?
Guys, sensitivity training is seeing a gay person and not calling him Mofi. That's sensitivity training.
Yeah, also seeing an innocent person
not
and
to
not
assault somebody is not sensitivity training, all right? That's just standard. That's standard training.
But they did say these guys were apparently getting some training on how to deal with the civilian public, but it doesn't seem like anything has improved. I mean, we have reports of them walking in people's houses, waking the people up and just starting to...
Come on, you're not sensitive enough to my sleep. That's being sensitive.
Now, this thing that I told you guys what happened to me when I had my personal engagement
with them,
or encounter with them, it was very cordial.
I always have good. I got pulled over twice this weekend.
Maria, you don't go about drunk,
No, it's just they have these roadblocks and whatever. Actually, on Saturday, I was coming from a friend had gone out and I went out, but I didn't drink. I wasn't drunk, and they could tell. So I've never had like a say, but also I generally know how to engage. Maybe also I'm a bit flirtatious, if that's.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Thank you very much.
You gotta use that card. You gotta use that card. So I'm very friendly. They see my drivers. They see it's Ileka. Then the conversation starts, and then it's you are this age. Oh, I'm this age. I'm like, okay. Give me my license, but I want to get home. But it's for the most part, it's a very friendly, cordial, nothing intense. Even situations where they're like, you shouldn't have overtaken here and whatever. But it's for the most part, I've had good experiences with them. So, but I also I don't use my experience to determine their behavior for everybody.
Yeah.
Because I also know I've also seen them being very unnecessary to the next person.
Yeah.
And this is sometimes I think the problem. A lot of people just use their personal experience to brush off these things. But I always have a good experience with them, so you must be the problem. No, it's not always the case. You got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky.
For the 1 or 2 times that I was also pulled over, the officer would also, identify himself. So, good evening, sir. My name is Constable Watt, and I'm just here to, check on a few things. Can I have your driver's license, sir? Check my driver's license, walk around the car, check the call, see, okay, now your call is updated. And then, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, so...
And some people are, but I'm saying even if you are Arachat, you still don't deserve to be assaulted.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
Okay, but hello, don't be Arachat. You just left a window of opportunity for somebody now.
No, I think either you that person or you're not.
Maria said I can be Arachat. I don't need to be, be arrested.
But look, sometimes, Neville, they will push you there.
No, man.
Yes.
You don't.
Yes. Listen, Jaisla asked her for whatever reason, right? Not necessarily that you're speeding. So you get pulled over for no damn reason. You can alles is reg op your car. There are like 4 or 5 people talking to you at the same time. And DNS create this one is belligerent. Like at some point, you also they can push you with the way they behave, especially when you see some of the videos. It'll trigger you. It'll trigger a reaction out of you, and then of course whatever reaction is just gonna, especially if you are a bit agitated, it's just gonna escalate the situation.
Yeah, and I said this in studio last year where I went to this Kasi Vibe and I was exiting and there was this kid standing there. He must have been 18, 19. And this guy in uniform with a gun and everything comes in and he's like, "Why are you standing around here? Is this your mother's house?" Like, why would you say that to a kid that is just standing? Man. He's not doing anything.
Yes.
He's just standing in front of Kasi Vibe.
No, man.
Alone, not armed, minding his own damn business, doing absolutely nothing. But I'm saying, he didn't respond to it, so he walked away. But the next kid would have been like, "What do you mean?" I'm a 2000s are also something else. They're like, "Bruh, what you mean?"
As a Joe Masa.
It's a Joe Masa.
And before you know it, there's an altercation. Just because somebody responded to your negativity.
Exactly. In those high-risk situations, right, I have to admit, I don't mind the police approaching somebody who they consider as looking suspicious. But then how you approach the person also matters. You can
this kid didn't even look
and
suspicious.
compensate, hey, that's okay, so it's your mass.
That's a problem. This kid
is like, oh, who's that, my bro?
This kid didn't.
Did you come from the inside?
Yeah.
Why are you staying? Have a conversation with the person.
But the thing is, and this is the thing, this kid didn't look suspicious, but also we need to remember that a lot of times they're on their high horse, they're on their power tip.
Yeah.
That power trip is the problem.
That's the problem.
It's like, I just want to tell you nonsense for the sake of telling you nonsense.
Because I can.
Because I can.
Yes.
That's unfortunately 80% of the time. Like the other 20, it's legit. Like, why are you standing? Like I said, in situations like, why are you standing here?
Yeah.
Don't you have a house to be? It's 9 o'clock.
No, are you coming in or are you going out?
Yes.
Are you waiting for someone?
Are you waiting? Exactly.
Because we don't want people to loiter outside.
Yeah, we don't want people standing
Just go
outside.
inside.
People are grabbing people's things.
Yeah.
So,
Either go inside or
Exactly.
go home
Go
or
home, yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
But why are you standing here? Is this your mother's house?
Yeah.
That's asking for trouble, and you know it.
It's
and
like-
you are hoping they're going to say something so that you can pop off.
Exactly.
Say something.
Yeah.
I'll smack the black
that's
off of
the
you.
thing.
All right, let me check out
It's a
some more
problem with
comments.
power.
Kamusuise, Moro, please just remove that Operation Kalahari Desert in the streets and they must go back to military base camp. From Leeds, UK. Alfredo Jack, laat registratie vandaag. Moro la familia. Good morning, Mr. Big Ben. Welcome back to the morning mix. Chivon's place. Big place. Bradley Kubise Meria. Any details about the news at the royal house of Prince Harry and Meghan besides them opting to leave the royal house?
All I know is what you know.
Isi Matsi Mkshon. You guys remember the name without the vowels? Why are you saying that we should not record men and women in uniform, but they are beating us while wearing the uniforms, which I guess is good for you, ne? Maybe the guy's a police officer, man. Leave him
No,
alone.
wait a minute. Is he not referring to what I said? Because he says, why are you not allowed to record the police or what?
No. He said that you're not allowed to.
Yes, and then somebody else is replying to him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep up, man. Catch up.
Is toch maandag, man.
Yeah. Mata Awene, streets are too small for Kalahari. Let them go to Iran. Let me see you go slap around a couple of Iranians. Let's see if that's going to work. Good morning, Mr. Don J. Welcome. Here's sort of radical idea. Maybe we should assign some, media personnel to move around with the operation.
They would not want the media to move around with them.
Why? What are you hiding?
No, exactly. What are they hiding?
Everything.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Are your eyes failing you now again?
No, it's Big Ben. I am not coming back with such troops on the streets. Jy bly maar by die plaas, nee. Ek hoor is lekker gereën so. Precious blessing, good morning to you guys from the United Arab Emirates in Dubai.
Oh, wait.
Don J. Mwandi, ahoy, family 2020. Welcome back. Don Dadas, Alfredo, a solution to the problem should be body cams for the police.
That's another investment. Do we create a tender?
Yeah, we create the tender. We must
tender.
first fight now. Who's going to get the tender?
Kemrod again.
Kemrod.
Erwin Kahorere, I feel officers have an innate need to be recognized. So I feel they feel they are not seen and respected as other professions like lawyers and doctors. Because of that, they have that need to be seen and recognized as heroes. I feel for them.
So on sin kamani patni.
In all honesty, it's you find it in every sector. It's power, and I always say the only thing more intoxicating than money is power. You don't have to have money to have power.
Yeah.
You just have, yes. So they're in position of power. And you can get drunk off of that power.
And, power corrupts. Complete power corrupts completely.
Completely drunk at the moment.
Yes. That's what's up. Makwa van Makwa, not necessarily that operation should be called off, but the army should be called off and leave the operation in the hands of police officers. Just my understanding.
Then it's just policing. Like the operation is because it's called an operation because they brought in the military to join forces. If you remove the army, it's just policing, which is what they're supposed to do anyway. So you're not going to call it an operation anymore.
But the army is not working. It's just a thing of we don't want to admit that we made a mistake, so we are just going to see this one through for better or for worse. Because it clearly is not working.
Because I think it's the criminals complaining. That's an unfortunate part. When we complain, they're like, it's criminals that don't want us there because they want to carry out their criminal activity. Nobody is saying you shouldn't. Policing is not. We're not saying stop policing. We're saying continue doing that. Yes, continue arresting criminals. Continue patrolling the streets. Continue arresting people for whatever crimes, drunken driving, whatever you want to do. Nobody has a problem with that. We're saying remove the military from the streets. That's the issue we have. Did
government or the president pronounce himself in the past on this issue?
No. The only time he pronounced himself was when he spoke about Black, the Zimbabwean.
Fabuan.
Oh yes.
And he said something along the lines of, it was. I think it was more of a situation that this is unfortunate it has happened, we do need the operation. Type of comment. It was a but.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Manse Hobbes or Hobbs. I don't know. I have a close friend who's a soldier, and he said to me the problem is putting the military out there because these guys are trained not knowing what is right and what is wrong. When you are walking, you would be asked why you are walking, and when you run, then they ask you why you are running, something like that, and they are trained and told not to lose. You have to be a winner. So I guess all they are doing is not to lose. So if you run from them, they have to catch you or put you down. Okay, that is disturbing. Alfredo saying ideal Motors services for the body cams tender.
What?
Well, is that now your company that you're trying to get to get a tender?
Yeah, let us work.
Come on, Neville Bason, link me up with Mr. Mentorship. Laat ons koppe by mekaar kan sit.
He said they're going to provide body cams and not have a central system like they did those. What is those cameras? Those traffic cameras?
Oh, the speed traps.
The speed traps that they put all over the country. Roads. They don't have a central system.
So there's no central system. That's why it's not working.
It doesn't work. So they got
Because I'm waiting every time I'm driving past, I'm waiting for the flash. Hey, it's not happening.
Guys, don't speed past those things. They work, okay? They work.
They'll flash, but you're all going to get a tick. That's the central system.
Come on, if there's nobody standing there, then that footage is not being recorded anyway. Okay, thanks for clarification, Maria. Now I agree that the operation should be called off completely. Okay, Norza Toivo Kapapilo, good morning, crew. Can you please invite Advocate Shombe and Inspector General Ndeitunga to the show so we can have a balanced and informed views.
At the same time, I agree.
Yeah.
Remember, not all men in uniform are legitimate officers. And not all victims are innocent, even though no officers have the authority to brutalize any citizen. Tate Neville, imagine you seeing the officers manhandling your wife or mother. Most of us, the reactions might be different and at times lethal.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say. I wanted to say, like, the unfortunate part, and this is really just the unfortunate part, is like we might only see this operation like change happening if somebody in power's family is found in a situation like this. Like let's say a minister's son was driving home intoxicated and they were manhandled. For example.
Exactly.
Only then,
maybe,
not even maybe, for sure, will we see change. But otherwise, as long as like those high up and their family, nobody's like really suffering or feeling the wrath, hey, let's keep it moving.
Okwe Blabal Naubet. Moro, the operation must be called off. I am not a criminal. I am a youth coach. If they come to you, they ask questions, and if you answer, you are hardaghat. Right? If you don't answer, then SJND and the South.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say lastly, it's like there's been arguments about why we should keep the operation because like we are privileged, they say, we're privileged, we live in suburbs, like relatively safe, and that this operation is actually made to benefit mostly the people like in mostly informal settlement, and I do agree to that degree, but what I'm saying is like don't remove the police from those areas.
Yeah, exactly.
Continue with the presence in those areas. We know that crime is really through the roof in those areas, and like you need not just community policing but just like general policing in those areas. So yes, continue patrols there, continue being there. You need to be present there, but we're saying it doesn't need to be under this specific operation.
Willie Paledi, I love Namibia, and all the time the police have been very nice and highly professional to me as a foreigner all the time I go there on vacation. What went wrong? They don't appear to black some people. Love from BW. Where's BW?
BW.
Botswana.
Oh.
Huh?
From Botswana. Yeah, Paledi sounds sort of Botswana. Dumelang. Alfredo. But sometimes we, as the public, ons luister ook iemand. Right? Especially in my Donkerhoek location. Ons is probleem.
I believe this happened in Donkerhoek.
Yes, that was also something in Donkerhoek. Exactly. And Bradley says, just that one sentence, Kalahari are trained to use on streets is just priceless. Kama, hey, I am not your friend, my friend.
The most famous response.
My friend, I'm not your friend, my friend. Interesting. All right, guys, I think we should go. We didn't even get to talk about January blues.
We got the whole week. There's so much happening.
Yeah. We really are starting to pick up speed for the year 2020. Yeah. I see a lot of you are also officially back this morning. So welcome back. Trying to get more guests in the studio.
Oh, yeah. Can I ask something? When we closed off last year, there were suggestions about possibly opening the
phone lines.
The phone lines. And I did put it on my social media account. I said we might be opening phone lines. And there were like, interestingly, a lot of comments, people saying, no, don't open phone lines. It will remove the charm of the show.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to you have to like control those phone calls. Because if a person is talking for 2 or 3 minutes, it's like, and they seem to like this idea of streaming and sending
their messages.
Your comment because we don't have so much time. I would like to hear opinions on that.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on that? Would you like us to open phone lines? or do you like the show as is?
Yeah.
What's your take?
I see
by
both
the way,
sides, because we only have an hour.
before you answer, like just in the next 2 or 3 minutes that we are still on the air, I would like you guys to let us know via the comments, and of course you can do it during the day.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay.
What do you think of us opening the phone lines? But yeah, go ahead.
No, you were saying. I said I get where that because we only have 1 hour. Actually, usually less than 1 hour. We usually have like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it's like you're not really gonna accommodate as many people with the phone as we can with the comments, because within a minute you can read up to 4-5 comments. Yeah. With a line, you have one person online for a whole minute.
Yeah.
So
I do. I also do understand both sides, but I think if we do open the phone lines, we let ourselves open for somebody that can hawk, the line for the next 2 to 3 minutes, and that can become quite cumbersome.
Yeah. I think just off the top of my head now, obviously this is still a work in progress, the whole thing of the phone lines. We're going to see as the year does progress. But I think what we're going to start doing a bit more is actually calling for comments.
Yeah.
Calling some of the relevant people as to whatever it is that we're discussing that morning.
I think that would work
That's
better.
a little insight. But keep listening to the show, man.
Let us know your feelings.
Let us know what you think. Bradley says, yes, 100% right, Maria. Phone lines are going to complicate things. Let the police do what they are paid for, because now they are leaving the job to the army. And the show is too short for phone calls. I love it as it is. Erwin says, it's not a power thing, it's a mental thing. We need to constantly remind them and reassure them how much of a good job they are doing, constantly rewarding positive behavior. Speaking with a greatest sense of respect, we need to let them know that we see them and we see the good things they do, and then slide in some suggestions with respect.
All right.
That's if you are allowed to say that many words, because normally one question is met with a slap.
Come, I like what you are doing. What?
Yeah.
What will you say?
From 3 different directions.
Check Jamie snuck.
Hey, you don't just slow, man. All right, let's see how clever you are.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got to get out of here.
It's Monday.
Enjoy the rest of the Monday. It's a Black Monday, like we said. We're coining that one. Black Monday! Next week is you.
Love and light to the listeners.
I'm just trying to lose weight for the last couple of weeks. I can't seem to shed the kilos.
Black makes you look leaner.
Everything is in the kitchen.
That's the problem.
Wait,
That's
what?
the problem.
So most of the magic happens in the kitchen. If you want to lose weight, it's what you put in your body.
It's what you eat or don't eat, for that matter.
I think I went to a poikie on Friday night.
Are you back in the gym, by the way?
No, I can't listening.
And the Imps is trying to get me to start boxing.
Imps, is it? Then we must go.
We must go.
Imps,
Can we make it a session and we'll film it? Let's make it a session.
Toch, nee?
Yeah, I'll hold you to it. Go to see me
Maar Maria,
boxing, because I
alsjeblieft.
can kick ass.
Moet me niet slaan, nie, asseblief.
Yeah.
Okay, derailed. I was just about to, question Ims's intentions, but let's just go. It's all right. Ons check julle weer môre. Don't forget Wednesday schools are starting, so if you've got school kids at home, some of us had to be reminded school begin nou, so jy moet goed agter orde begin kry.
And Lester, please, nee, don't fall into this trap that one of our colleagues, Katrina Basson, almost just fell into this morning, because she thought that school was starting tomorrow morning. She wanted to go and drop a child
Poor guy.
tomorrow morning at school. So she might get to the school and say, it's a kinders is klaar in die klas. Okay, get out of the car, go.
Hardloop, as je drives off.
You drive off.
School doesn't start tomorrow morning, it starts on Wednesday, okay?
And check, private schools also have their own calendars. Just check for your own private school.
All right, guys, we're out of here, man. Stick around for Mr. Hannes Kaufman. He's coming up next within the mix right here
Sharp.
on Informante Radio.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.
The Morning Mix.